Welcome traders to the recap from February 16, 2012 from TradingProbability.com. I'm going to go through the day-to-day, talk about our reports, our process, and go over our trading for the day. Today we missed a big move. We had some edges showing higher. We thought we were going to get a rotation. Tried shorten to get long into a rotation. Ended up getting stopped twice and just kind of let this day drift higher, not getting any action of it. So, overall disappointing, but we were able to manage our loss. You can't win them all. So we'll go through a little bit, talk about our process, talk about the probabilities. So initially for the gap, we didn't have a gap showing today. It was down overnight. We had some pretty good, I think it was the initial claims kind of jumped the market up. We basically were opening flat, so we didn't have a gap trade. We only trade gaps outside of a two-handle range, plus or minus. But basically what we saw was we had a bullish first hour. We had an edge for +6 off the open, which we usually don't have. We had a go with a +4, fade a -4. We had an edge for the previous day's highs to hold and the previous day's lows to break. And so we kind of went in today based on this location. It kind of made it tough. We're actually looking to get long on a down gap a little bit. We'd be more comfortable with it just because we thought that today those lows were going to break. Then we're going to look to get that -4, looking to get long. But overall, the bullishness just took over. That's the dominant trend, and that's what moved the market today. We see a 75% higher, 31% lower in the first hour. So that means the 30-minute range is going to get taken higher in the first hour. We saw a go with trade on the four-handle bias, first 30 minutes, fade, and it's never hit a -4. So basically you could take all this together and go long off the open with the stop at a -4, because then the sample size is going to be busted. We never hit a -4. We never hit a +4 in the first 30 minutes. Excuse me, but just basically the bullishness of this setup sort of led the day today. So ideally after the fact, you're kind of kicking yourself. Oh, why didn't I get long? Why didn't I get more conviction long? You can see the 56% on the long side. We went in today, we talked about yesterday in our recap, the bullishness, sort of this setup, even though it looked bearish yesterday. And so we went in here today, just that location, that gap, we thought we were going to get a little bit lower and look to get in, and it just never came. So once the initial balance broke, we had I'll go back and look at this jumbledness of buying this volume imbalance. We had a +10 off the open, followed by a -10, followed by a +10. And so all within this is just this chop. It sort of shook us off our trade for the morning. We're kind of looking to get long. We got a +10, immediately gets taken out. I think there's a news announcement. There's the Philly Fed announcement or something, but you get all this chop in here and just kind of throws you off, gets you a little off key of what really is the true direction of the day. But like we've talked about before, any buy imbalance, buy, hold till the end of the day. Today was no different. And so going forward, anytime we get some big bullish probabilities compounded with a minus sell imbalance, we got to look to get long. And obviously today we didn't, but it's just something that we gotta make sure we're staying on vision of getting in there. The market's not always going to do what we want it to do. We thought an easy sweep would be to head lower, especially below the overnight lows, but that's not what the trade was today. So we got off it a little bit, but that was it, because once this initial balance formed, we started to look for some fades. We had a single print back at the initial balance higher. Actually, it was at 43.75. So we were looking for a rotation back there. We had breaks higher, but we had a poor win rate. So we had an edge. We only had an edge for one handle higher. So we were looking to fade this break. So basically, the initial balance formed. We broke in the next 5 minutes, got no energy, looking to fade. We saw 40% breaks the 90-minute range higher, but that's a win rate. That's a breakout trade. And so we kind of took all this together. We see the previous day's range looking like an inside day. All right, looks like the lows are going to hold now. Edge to close higher, edge to close above the open. And so we get all this more bullishness. We're looking for this rotation. We get a single print. We're wanting to target that. And I'll go through and show you that one here. So we get a single print after one of these uptick bars. I think it's we get a single print somewhere in this area. And so what we're looking at here, here's the initial balance high. We break it higher, doji. It's in our little Keltner setup. We get short right here. All right, we had an edge to 70, 47.25. We get short. We see it kind of chopping around here. We don't really like it. We get out with a couple ticks gain, and then we get this weird little spike bar. I don't know if there's some sort of news announcement or something. And then we, maintain the drift back up. So once we get here, we get a little reversal. Looks like it's going to confirm, take us down to fill in the single prints, get a little target for us. Doesn't do it. We end up breaking the 90-minute high, which also makes our bullish setup in play, gets rid of the fade setup, and not only do we break it higher, but we get the biggest volume of the day coming in on a plus 10 volume, and then you can see there's just no real rest after that. You get a little bit of a pause, another almost plus 10, another plus 10, a little bit more pause, another plus 10, and so on the way up here, we were just too sort of close-minded to this long trade. We're just not breakout traders. We're faders for 70% of that time, and so we just sort of read this as too much, too soon, outside of the Keltner, got short, ticked lower, ran us out for a stop. We stayed on it, got up here, just hit the lunchtime trade, but we kept the sell stop in order. Sell stop, doji, ran us out, and that was it for the day. We have our two Keltner system, little entry fades, stops, and then we're done for that system. We're going to prove it a little bit more. So ideally the trade was to get short, was to wait for trade back below this bar, wait for one of these plus 10s to get taken out, and really it wasn't until this plus 10 that now maybe shorts are in play. Now you can get a little bit more leeway up here, but basically once that move happened, it just chopped around, found some balance towards the end of close, and so that was just the day. We weren't on the trade, but we didn't get blown out. We didn't stay on it trying to short all the way up, killing all our profits from the week, and so it's just off vision. We had the right setup. The probabilities were telling us to get long. We were looking for that retracement that never came. We tried to make money on the retracement to get long, and it just never happened. It didn't work out. So here's our breaks higher. This is just kind of reiterates everything. We have 40%, but that win rate is big if we break that 90-minute high. So again, we were saying if we convincingly break 47, we'll flip our trade and look to get back in long. We still thought that 43 was in play. If the 40% chance does break, it's going to kill that big move short we were looking for. And so it just sort of, closed-mindedness, just getting off vision a little bit, just sort of not accepting what the market was telling us. The market gave us all the clues today to get long, from 47 and higher. It's just one of those days. You can't beat yourself up. Not a big deal. Move on next trade. So anyways, heading in tomorrow, we have options expiration day. Historically, bearish setups, we have single prints now from 50.5 to 47.75. That'll always be a first line of support. Could possibly get retest tomorrow. Then we have that other single print at 43.75 open. So basically, we're looking to fade gaps tomorrow, preferably up gaps, because that first hour of OEX is generally bearish. And so we scroll down here, we see huge gap fade. We see lower 62% of the time in the first hour. We see an edge lower of 6 handles, 52.5. Go with any 4 handle move, especially down. And then so basically we get a little bit of bearishness compounded with the overall probabilities to fade an up gap. And so ideally we're looking to get a nice big previous day range high gap to fade into. So we'll get in a little bit early tomorrow. If we're getting some extreme strength before the open, we might try to get a short, try to top tick the overnight high going into the open, but it's something we're going to be looking to short early tomorrow. and then once the initial balance breaks, once if we can get some weakness, then we'll kind of change plans, see what the probabilities are telling us into close. But going into tomorrow, looking for early weakness. All right, a lot can change during the morning, so make sure you're up and at 'em with us at the open to see what our gap trade's saying. But hopefully getting tomorrow, we'll get back on it for you guys. We're not worried about today. Just missed opportunity, learn from it, go back, review your notes, make sure you stayed to plan. We did, so we're happy for it. But let's see what tomorrow will bring. Good trading, guys.